Hello everyone, this is Richard with International Flooring, and today I'm going to tackle a very simple question I get asked all the time. What is the difference between solid wood floors and engineer wood floors? I think the best thing to do before you answer that question is to define engineered. So an engineer wood floor is basically a floor that has been engineered to have multiple layers of glue. This this floor is solid wood. This floor was made by God and only God, and it was milled to be cut this place. But this floor was multiple layers of glues that are pressure glued together to give you more stability over the floor. Some people associate the word engineer with very inexpensive pre-finished floors like you see most in your stores. And what I mean is define engineer. Engineer just means that it's multiple layers. It does not mean that it is pre-finished. Those are two other terms. This is a pre-finished floor, which means it's finished. I'm going to install it in your house. I'm going to glue it and you're done. You can walk on it. This is an unfinished floor. So it's just bare wood. So I'm going to install it in your house. I have to sand it, stain it, put polyurethane. So engineered floors come in unfinished and pre-finished. And solids come in unfinished and pre-finished. This is a solid pre-finish. So why? First of all, I favor engineer for several reasons. Number one, we live in Houston. Houston has a high humidity. What does humidity do to wood? It expands wood, it warps wood, it cups wood, it does all these things to wood. So what an engineer floor does is gives a lot of stability to this piece. So if you were to submit these two pieces to the equal moisture, let's say I put them outside in the patio for the weekend, this piece for sure will cup. Cupping is when the edges go up. It would move, it would twist, just like the picket fences you have in your backyard. Solid wood. This one won't. This one will stay stable. Eventually, if you keep it out there too long, it would also warp and damage. But this will support itself because of the way it's constructed with the multi-layers of material and glue. It will be a lot more stable than this one. That's why in Houston weather, this engineer is a much better product than solid. A lot of people say, hey, but solid, I get a thicker wear layer. First of all, a solid has a tongue and a groove. So the only wear layer that matters is what's above this tongue and groove. Most solids have a wear layer that in some cases, see, this is an engineer, this is a solid. This wear layer will last you almost as much as this one. Because when this floor moves a lot, that means you sand a lot. This one doesn't, so you're not sanding. So what's more important? Whether it has a thicker wear layer or whether it's stable. So when this floor you install it, you have to sand it as soon as you install it because you got to sand it to stain it. This one, you don't have to sand it. So it's stable, it will give you more wears. So engineers come in all different thicknesses of wear layers. So you can have an engineer that you can sand many times in the future. So pre-finish, it depends on the wear layer. So you have to ask to your supplier about the wear layer. But just a pure comparison, solid versus engineer. In Houston, an engineer gives you more stability, better moisture protection. Stability also means that you can go wider. So this is about I think it's an 8-inch, 7 or 8-inch floor. You will be crazy if you put an 8-inch wide floor solid in Houston. This floor will be gapping, cupping, doing all kinds of things. But as an engineer, will be very, very stable. So thank God for engineers. Whoever designed this floor allows us to have wider, longer prettier floors in moisture climates like Houston. I hope you got something out of this. Thank you. This is Richard, International Flooring.